Let's start with the Falcons and the Eagles. This is the 6-seed Falcons traveling to Philly, take on the 1-seed Eagles. Man, it seems like a lot of buzz around the Atlanta Falcons leading up to this game. My question, though, can Nick Foles lead the Eagles to a win versus the Falcons? Can he get it done?
You know, it's going to be tough because the Atlanta Falcons defense is playing at a very, very high level. You look at the last 9 games that they've played. They're only giving up 17.3 points per game. Falcons are 7-2 during that span. The big thing with Nick Foles and even the Eagles wide receivers, can they win versus press coverage? Not a lot of Blazers on the perimeter. Can they get open? We saw the sticky coverage that the Falcons used against the Rams a week ago to really contain that offense. And this is a unit that has played 6 top 10 scoring offenses. They have only given up an average of 19 points per game. The Eagles have struggled scoring since Nick Foles has taken over. I don't know if they're going to be able to score enough points unless that running game gets on track, and I think that is the key to them, getting the running game off so they can protect Nick Foles.
No, I think also you look over to this defense for the Eagles, not only being able to stop the Atlanta Falcons, and hopefully you can generate some turnovers if you're the Eagles. To me, it's getting some 3-and-outs and getting favorable field position. You don't want Nick Foles in this playoff environment to be backed up, starting drives at your 5-10 yard line. You want to give him a couple opportunities. Get to the 40, get to the 50, get some short fields. He's only got to get a couple balls. He's only got to hit a couple balls and you run the football. I think the field position will be huge in this, and I think that's where that Eagles defense comes into play. Either generate some turnovers, generate some short fields.
Yeah, it has to be playing complementary football. That has to be the priority. And when we talk about complementary football, it's different than the way the Eagles were playing early. Early in the year, they were able to lean on Carson Wentz. That offense was putting up 30-plus points. It's easy to play defense in those situations. Now the Eagles have to play more stop and takeaway defense, meaning they got to get 3-and-outs. They got to play the ping-pong field position battle where they always put their quarterback in a position to be on a short field, and they got to find a way to score points on defense, meaning create turnovers and put the ball in favorable scoring position. We'll see. I love their defense. I believe if they run the ball, they have an opportunity, but they're going to have to be committed to running the ball. This is a game where they have to have 30-plus carries because that will really alleviate and offset some of the burden on Nick Foles.
I flip it over to the Falcons here. They got a little momentum going offensively. Can they keep that rolling? Matt Ryan made some big throws in that game against the Rams. Didn't have to do a ton. We talked about field position. They had some favorable field position in that game against the Rams. Can they get it going? And to me, when I look at the key to them getting going, is can they protect long enough to take some of those double move shots down the field, because that has been an issue for the Eagles, and the Falcons with their receiving core definitely have guys that can go get it.
They absolutely have guys that can go and get it. And I think the matchup plays well for the Falcons receivers in terms of how they match up against the cornerbacks from the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't know who's going to match up with Julio Jones. Julio Jones could be a major problem for the Eagles. I would expect Jim Schwartz to make sure that he finds a way to double team him and not let him be the big factor. But they're going to push the ball down the field. They need to make some chunk plays. This has been the element that has been missing from the Falcons' offense, that explosive vertical attack. But in this game, when they know their defense should have an advantage over the Eagles' offense, they may elect to be a little more ball control, play like they played last weekend against the Rams, run it, control it, very methodical and systematic in their approach. Could be tough for the Philadelphia Eagles.
All right, who you like, Buck?
I'm going to go with the Atlanta Falcons. I think has been widely debated whether the Eagles can win with Nick Foles. I just believe that the Falcons are the team that no one wants to see, because right now they don't have any pressure on them. This is a team that went to the Super Bowl a year ago. They understand how to get to the winner's circle, and they're playing with house money. I think that is enough to get them going, and I think the defense is playing well at the right time.
I think the Eagles end up winning this game, and the two reasons are two players. You look at Fletcher Cox and Timmy Jernigan. I think inside versus those guards from the Atlanta Falcons, I think they can dominate those one-on-one matchups. I think that Eagles defensive line takes over the game. Going to be close. It's a big task ahead of them without Carson Wentz, but I think the Philadelphia Eagles, they find a way to get it done at home. All right, let's flip over to the AFC, and this is a game with the Titans and the Patriots, Bucky. I got to be honest. We want to be liked, right? You want.
I mean, I like being liked. Yes.
I get the sense though from Twitter that the Titans fans, they don't like us very much, and I guess behind the glass they've come up with a reason why.
We're going with the LA Rams. I think the LA Rams are one of the best teams in the league. I think we're beginning to see this team primed and ready to make a Super Bowl run. I think it's going to continue to happen.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think the Rams get it done here. Pick a winner in this game, Buck.
I'm going with the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I like the Jags to get it done. Are you like the Chiefs then?
I do like the Kansas City Chiefs in this. I think experience matters.
I like the Chiefs in this game too. I think it's going to be a fun game to watch. I think Marcus Mariota run around, make some plays, but I think the Chiefs, they have a better football team. They get the win here. Yeah, so apparently we never picked the Titans. So that's why they're not happy with us. They said, actually had someone on Twitter say, we owe the Titans an apology this week if they beat the – and I'll say that, look, if they beat the Patriots, I will gladly issue an apology on Twitter, on this show, or wherever you want to do it. But when you look at this game, if they're going to win, if they're going to pull this upset, how are they going to do it?
Derrick Henry has to have 25 or more rushing attempts. If Derrick Henry has more than 25 rushing attempts, this game is playing the way that the Tennessee Titans wanted to play out. I believe they want to play a physical football game, but they also want to play keep away. The best way to play keep away is to run the ball, chew up the clock, keep Tom Brady on the sideline. Also, when you look at the Patriots don't necessarily have a dominant pass rusher. The best way to set your quarterback up to pass is to be able to run it and throw off play action. If you're able to get this guy, number 22, established as a bell cow runner, we know that he can wear opposing defenses down. And in the fourth quarter, if the game is tight, that physicality and toughness and thinking about tackling a 6'4", 245-pound man could make some defenders make business decisions.
All right, this is where we disagree on this one, Bucky, because I'm looking at this game and the Patriots and their history. They always try and make you left-handed. They're going to find out what you do best. They are going to take that away. So Marcus Mariota, you look at it and say, okay, Marcus has got to run around. They've got to get that run game cranked up. I think you're going to see all the assets dedicated to stopping the run in this game. They're going to beg Mariota to throw the ball. And so when I look at how they get it done, I put the numbers at 275 yards, which in today's world doesn't seem like an astronomical number, and 2 touchdowns. I think Marcus Mariota is going to have to get it done with his arm because the Patriots are going to force him to throw the football. I think he's capable if he can get into a little bit of a rhythm. Maybe they can get some stuff going off play action. I think he's going to have pretty simplified coverage to look at because they're going to dedicate
man free or should be zone.
They're going to dedicate
very basic zone.
They're going to dedicate so many bodies to stop the run. So I think it comes down to whether or not Marcus can get it done through the air.
I mean, they're going to challenge him, and I think the big thing with Marcus is he has to be a playmaker. If he can take anything and gain some confidence, I think Deshaun Watson had a pretty good game.
He did.
Against him. And that mobility, that athleticism, I would expect the Tennessee Titans coaching staff to spend a lot of time looking at what Bill O'Brien and the Houston Texans did against New England because Deshaun Watson got off. It's no reason why Marcus Mariota can't get off against that same team.
He's got to throw a couple touchdowns to himself, right?
Oh, yeah, there you go. A little give and go. Got to get the give and go.
Two touchdowns to himself.
That helps. Tom Brady, been a little bit of a funk here, Buck. 6 interceptions in his last 6 games. He only had 2 in the first 10 games of the season. You expecting him to bounce back here as we get in the postseason?
Well, he's had time, and typically what happens, Tom has done this for a while. The last 4 or 5 years, his December play is tailed off, but the bye week typically allows him to get back on track, the rest up, the refresher. I think we can see Tom Brady at his best. He is going to dial it up and attack the weak part of this Titans defense. Look for them to spread it out. Look for them to use the running backs to create mismatches. But I think Tom Brady is going to be his normal self. I think we will see MVP Tom Brady show up this weekend.
Yeah, most quarterbacks you throw with your legs, and I think you get some time off and some rest. I think he's going to have fresh legs. He'll get those feet planted in the ground, and he'll throw the ball really well. I expect him to have a big game here. Who are we picking here, Bucky? I'm scared. Titans fans, you're not going to like this. Go ahead, Buck.
I'm going to go to New England Patriots.
I don't need no analysis.
I'm
going to go with the New England.
I want to keep it going for the Titans fans so they can't be mad at it. I keep picking against them, then
it's working.
Then it works for them.
Yeah, I'm going with the Patriots as well. So look, if the Titans get it done, apologies will be issued. I can promise you that. Let's stay in the AFC. 2-seed Steelers hosting the Jags. The game plan for Blake Bortles in this game against the Steelers, Bucky, is what?
He has to wear the big sombrero.
Whoa, explain that now.
Well, the big sombrero means he has the big hat. He has the big hat, meaning that everyone in this building knows that Blake Bortles has to play an A-plus game for them to win, meaning that he has to be able to carry the offense with his arm. Last week he was able to kind of play as a single-wing quarterback. That's not going to be good enough to get it done against the Steelers. If he wins, I think he has to hit these benchmarks. I think he needs to complete better than 65% of his passes. He can't have any turnovers, and he needs to have 2+ passing touchdowns. If he does that, I think you can go ahead and get that ticket. Jacksonville is going to New England.
That's a bold statement there, Buck. I'll tell you what. Remember the old Snoop video where he kind of morphed into the dog?
Yeah.
Great video.
Love it.
This, to me, the Bortles, having success in this game comes down to Bortles kind of being able to morph into Michael Vick.
You think so?
He's got to be Bortles Vick. What do we call him? Michael Bortles?
Yeah.
Blake Vick.
How does that happen?
Because I'm looking. Look at these guys. Everybody's the same guy.
Oh, he just has to take off.
The same
and
guy.
Run
around, make plays with your legs. Look, in all seriousness, we give Bortles a lot of grief for some of the layups that he missed. Let's give him some credit for his toughness as a runner. He's getting it done as a runner, getting him first downs. Doesn't matter what it looks like. He's been effective with his legs. So don't abandon that. Keep that going. Get out there, get some first downs with your legs. So it'll be. I'll just go with Blake Vick. I don't like that as much. I like that better than the Michael Bortles.
Yeah, Bortles. It just makes me think
Blake Vick.
Yeah, I like that. I think that's a better name.
Got to get out there and run around a little bit. Nothing wrong with that. How about Antonio Brown coming back? Been injured, had that calf injury. I mean, I thought he would be done for the year when we saw that happen live. But he's been out there working out with Chad Ochocinco, and darn if he doesn't look pretty good. A little social media video that popped out.
I mean, that social media video
there you go.
Did show him look pretty good. It also shows that Chad Ochocinco has never played defensive back in his life. I think the big thing for AB is he's not necessarily going to come back and be the same guy that he was. I think at some point
Chad, come on, man.
He's going to wear down. The tough thing, when you look at the Steelers wide receivers versus the Jaguars corners, the Jaguars defense is absolutely legit against the pass. Number 1 pass defense, number 1 in passer rating allowed, number 1 in completion percentage held, and second in sacks. When you have that front, it's going to be tough sledding for the Pittsburgh Steelers. For them to win, 26 is going to have to be an issue because you just don't want Ben Roethlisberger to have a 5-pick game again, and part of that was due to they didn't commit to running the ball. I think this time they have to be a little more committed to running the football.
I'm going to challenge you here. You got the courage? You going to do it? You going to pick the Jags?
Oh, I'm absolutely all in on the Jags. I mean, I'm down with Duval.
Nice.
I am down. I'm a Jaguar for life. DTW. Duval till we die.
Oh, I like
that's
that.
That's what they say.
I've been getting that on Twitter a little bit because they know I'm picking the Jags. I'm with you. I'm picking the Jags. They've been sending me that on Twitter. I didn't know what it meant. I didn't know it was a good thing.
It's
because some of the things I'm getting on this is not good because we did a preview earlier in the week and we both kind of let the cat out of the bag that we like the Jags in this game. People are screen grabbing this thing and showing me and you picking the Jags, and they're just saving it, and they were going to come after us. So I need the guys behind the glass to give us a little cover here in case the Steelers win.
Just in case.
Flip it. Can you just get a picture of me and Bucky with the Steelers? Okay, let's look down. Point down.
See,
point down.
We got it.
Yeah.
We got it right there.
Yeah. So when they send that screen grab, then we've got them picking the Steelers.
We can't be right.
Nice. You guys looking out for it.
We're always right. We're always right.
We got you guys.
Nice.
Got you guys.
Appreciate that. Anyways, we'll see what happens in that one. That's going to be a fun game. Ping pong back over to the NFC. Saints and Vikings. Buck, I got to be honest with you. When we talk about these games on air, off air, I get the sense from you that this is your favorite playoff game of the year.
Oh, I like this game. I think this game is
love both these teams.
I like both of the teams. I've been big fans of the teams all year. Minnesota, I believe, is built the right way. If I could go back and become a general manager, I want to build my team very similar to the way the Vikings are constructed. I don't think they have a glaring weakness. They're solid on defense. They have talent at every level. On offense, the offensive line has been fixed. They had a big-time running back in Dalvin Cook, but they had depth behind him, 2 playmakers at wide receiver, and then the depth that they've assembled at quarterback gives them an opportunity to win, even if Case Keenum doesn't bring his A game.
All right, what are your expectations for Case in this one?
I think the game is going to be a little big for him. I think when you look at the quarterback battle between Drew Brees and Case Keenum, you always have to go for Drew Brees. He's been at this for so long. You just know how Drew Brees is going to play. Drew Brees, I mean, he's just like going to a franchise restaurant. You know exactly what you're getting. And Case Keenum, you just don't know. He has played great during the regular season. Everything has been a bit like a little Cinderella run. But how does he handle the big game? This game is bigger. I think he's going to feel it. He's going to sense it. I don't expect him to be prime Case Keenum, but I think the Vikings are good enough to win even if he doesn't play at his best.
Case Keenum's gotten away with a lot of rainbows. So a lot of those rainbows had a pot of gold at the end. Be careful.
When is the leprechaun coming?
Yeah, the leprechaun might be
Marshawn
Lattimore.
When's the leprechaun
just
coming?
Be careful with some of those with Case Keenum. All right, Mark Ingram and Alvin Kamara. Not a big game for them last week. This was all about Drew Brees the previous week. You think they bounce back with a big game against this Vikings front?
I think it's tough because I think the way that the Carolina Panthers defended the New Orleans Saints is the way that you have to defend them. And it sounds crazy to have a guy that has 5,000-yard seasons be the guy that you're saying that you want to win. But we know if you let these two guys go off, it's an absolute L for the opposing team. I think Alvin Kamara and Mark Ingram have combined for 3,000-plus scrimmage yards. If they get going, you have no chance. I expect them to be major factors unless the Minnesota Vikings take a page from the Carolina Panthers game plan, their playbook, and say that we're going to stop number 22 and number 41 at all costs, and we're going to dare number 9 to do it again. That might be the right strategy for them.
Well, they've got a better secondary than Carolina, so they can put those assets up there to stop the run and still hold up, I think, against the pass. All right, two of the best defensive players in the NFL, actually both Pac-12 guys, Cam Jordan from Cal and Everson Griffin from USC. Who has a bigger impact in this game?
I'm going to go with Everson Griffin for the Minnesota Vikings. We talked about it. I don't think their offense is going to play well. I believe this is going to be on the shoulders of their defense, but that defense can stand up. Everson Griffin is one of the best pass rushers in the league. Energetic, athletic, terrific with his hands. He consistently finds a way to disrupt the action in the backfield. I believe he's going to be a force. Of all the people on that front line that can really make Drew Brees nervous, Everson Griffin is the guy. He has to stand up and be the Pro Bowl player that he has been. I expect him to be that this weekend.
I love Everson Griffin, but I'm actually going to go on the other side of it and take Cam Jordan. He's been playing out of his mind. I mean, he's had a great career, but this year he's taken his game even up to another level. His ability to come off the edge, he's just too big and strong coming off the edge. So many of these pass rushers now are built for speed, and you see little undersized edge rushers coming off. He just overpowers these tackles, Bucky. He doesn't have to sacrifice a lot of quickness to do it either. And if you want to slide him inside, he's capable of rushing in there as well. I just think he's one of the best defensive players in the entire league, and wanted to give him a little bit of love here.
I mean, he's finally getting the respect that he deserves because he's been a really good player for a long time. And I'm going to be honest, when I saw him come out of Cal, I didn't envision him blossoming into this kind of dominant player. But to his credit, he's versatile, he's dynamic, he's dominant. He is everything that you want at the position. He is their best defensive player, and that says a lot because they have assembled a lot of good players on that side of the ball.
All right, pick the game. Who you like?
I'm going to Minnesota Vikings. I think playing at home is a huge difference. Even though it's a dome and the Saints play fast, their defense is a notch better, and I think in the playoffs the defense really, really matters.
Harrison Smith is a difference for me in this game. I'm going to go with the Minnesota Vikings as well. NFC Championship game at home, maybe a Super Bowl at home as well.